Welcome to MiM Monday. I'm your host, Nick Lazaga, and today we got to catch up on like 2 weeks worth of Disney news. So, let's make Monday magical, and let's get started. So, if you've never seen a MiM Monday before, or just joining us for the first time, this is where I like to discuss the news with you guys, the Disney community. And we have a lot to talk about today. If you're watching this as a reel, there's a lot of news coming up. And if you're enjoying it right now, just chime in whenever you have a thought. And let's make this a conversation. So welcome in. So like I said, we're going to catch up on 2 weeks worth of news because we did 2 special episodes of Mickey and Minutes Live. That's what this is. Of MiM Monday. We did a Star Wars episode for May the 4th, and then last week we did a special Lorcana episode with our friend Lorcana Man. So those were both awesome, but that just means that we didn't cover the news. So obviously there's a lot of things to talk about. I'm just going to kind of talk about the top stories. So, yeah, let's get started. I want to start with something that is humongous. When Walt Disney opened Disneyland, he said to all who come to this happy place, welcome. And he always wants to welcome everybody. And I think it's important to remember when we're celebrating the Disneyland 70th anniversary that everyone is going to go to Disneyland. Everyone's going to come on in, and we're all going to celebrate together. And I think what's really cool is that it started already, guys. The Disneyland 70th anniversary has started. Who's going? Anyone going to check that out? I'll be going to check out the Disneyland 70th anniversary in July. And I could not be more excited. And we kicked everything off on today's the 19th, the 16th, I think everything kicked off. So we got Paint the Night that started. That's awesome. If you haven't seen Paint the Night, that's the parade that was there for the 60th anniversary. And I'm super, super stoked that that's back. Have you guys seen Paint the Night? It's probably my favorite nighttime parade. If not, maybe even my favorite Disney parade, like in general, actually. And so that started. And a lot of the food has started, the merch has started, and if you've watched MiM Monday before, you know that one thing that I'm really, really stoked about has already started, and that's that key. I think I've talked about this Disneyland key like 100,000 times, and it's finally started, and we finally get a glimpse of what it actually does. So basically, it's this big plastic key. And inside the key is an exclusive Disneyland pin. Now, in order to get the pin, you got to go to different lock stations and put the key in the lock. And when you do that, on the key, little icons from around the park light up, and music plays. And once you get to the very last one, the little trap door, I guess, on the key opens up, and you got yourself a pin. Now, I know people are going crazy for these because of the, a lot of pin traders out there. And people want to collect all 9. There's 9 different pins that you can get. So, I guess people have to buy 9 different keys. These keys are like $60 also. So, it's crazy. But I'm excited to get one because it's cool. And I think I'm going to hang that key somewhere up here on my wall because, it's going to look really rad. It's a key to Disneyland, guys. So a lot of people are saying that it kind of reminds them of the Keyblades from Kingdom Hearts. Did you guys ever play that game? That's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really fun to do the key activity. Yeah, it's gonna be really great. And so the other thing that I think is really cool that they started doing at Disneyland for the 70th is that Magic Band activity. Now I know a lot of Disneylanders don't really wear Magic Bands, but you're gonna have to for this. Because they have this new activity where you go around different areas of the park with your Magic Band and you scan the Magic Band, and then they give you like outprints like an exclusive like card for each land. I'll be honest, I didn't spoil it completely, so I don't know a lot about what's on the cards or how they look because I'm not going to spoil it. But I know some of the locations. Like one is in front of the Main Street Cinema where Tilly is. You scan right there, you get a little ticket. It's kind of like when they used to print out the paper fast passes. That same kind of like printer. So it's just really cool that you're going to get something tangible. And frankly, I'm a little jealous because for the Walt Disney World 50th, yo ho daddy yo, what's going on, dude? For the Walt Disney World 50th, we had Magic Band activities, and there were these pretty golden statues. There were 50 of them of these different characters all around Walt Disney World, all 4 parks. And you'd wave at them with your Magic Band, and they would just like sing a song. So what I think is so cool about the Disneyland thing that they're doing is you're actually going to get something tangible, right? You're going to get something tangible. Fandom Life for me, what's going on? So happy you're here. Hey, what's up? So you're actually going to get something tangible with this Disneyland Magic Band thing, which I think is just so cool. You know, like a little keepsake. Who doesn't love free keepsakes? So one thing that I'm wondering, if there's any Disneylanders around, if you can answer this question, will Walt Disney World Magic Bands work for this activity? Let me know. Do you know? Does it have to be a Disneyland Magic Band, or is it just any Magic Band? Because I have like so many. You can't see them; they're out of frame. But I have so many Walt Disney World Magic Bands. But of course, I'm going to buy the Disneyland 70th Magic Band because it's awesome. Yeah, the anniversary statues, they're cool. They're still there. They're still all around Walt Disney World. They took the little 50th logos off of them. But they still work. You can still wave at them. They still make some sounds. Most of them do, I'm sure. Yeah, statues didn't go away. No Magic Band works everywhere, I believe. All right, good. Good to know. I'm still going to buy a 50th one. But that just means my wife wasn't planning on buying a 70th Magic Band. So that just means she has to bring one of the Disney World ones so we can get more cards. A double set. Latest version. Yeah, the Magic Band 2.0s, right? The ones with the ones that were a little different. I'm like staring at my Magic Bands. You can't see them. So yeah, all this cool stuff has started. I'm beyond stoked to get there already. I don't want to like wish my summer away. I'm a teacher, so this is my last week, and then I have all summer. And then I've mentioned this before, that when I'm going to Disneyland, it's literally my last week of summer. And then after that, I go back to work. You know, yeah, I know, boo-hoo me, poor teacher. I have the whole summer off. But point is, if I keep wishing for this Disneyland trip, I'm just going to wish away my summer, and I'm not going to do that. So, Tonio Tower, Disney Drinks, lots of people joining. Magic Memories with Kelsey. Hey, what's going on? So, Disney Drink Guy. I just saw drinks. And speaking of drinks, one of the top stories I wanted to talk about today, that I didn't get a chance to talk about when this was first announced because we were having some special episodes of MiM Monday. That's Beak and Barrel. Beak and Barrel. Teachers deserve time off. Yes, we do. So Beak and Barrel. That is the new bar coming to the Magic Kingdom. The pirate themed bar. It got a name. It's called the Beak and Barrel. I think that's a cool name. I think that's a really cool name. But there's things that are just way, way cooler about this Pirates Tavern. So this is kind of going where Pirates League used to be. And it's replacing Pirates League, which was the little area where the kids could get made up like a pirate. There we go, like face paint. That's what I was trying to think of, the word face paint. Where kids can get face painted like a pirate. Do you guys remember that? It's not a thing anymore because now it's going to be a bar. And, it's going to be awesome. So the Beak and Barrel. Now, what I love about this is the same thing that I love about pretty much every Disney attraction. Well, most. And that's backstory. Amazing, amazing backstory. If you know Mickey and Minutes, you know that we're all about backstory. So there's a backstory here for the Beak and Barrel. It was established by a legendary pirate rum runner named Captain Meriden Mary Goldwyn. That's cool. All right, just right off the bat, I really want to know if this is tied to sea. Do you guys know about Sea? It's just something that started at Tokyo Disney Sea, and it's the Society of Explorers and Adventurers. If you know what Sea is, sound off in the comments, please. I can't be the only one here. But I'm wondering if this has anything to do with Sea. They didn't say that. I'm reading from Disney Parks blog. They didn't say that, but that'd be crazy. And so Captain Mary Goldwyn, she has a first mate named Rummy. And a little on the nose for a pub, right? For a bar. But I love it. And so Rummy is a parrot. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are old enough to remember the parrot Barker bird that was outside of Pirates of the Caribbean at the Magic Kingdom. If you remember that, put like a bird emoji or something. Is there a parrot emoji? Put that one down if you remember that. So this parrot used to be outside of the entrance to Pirates of the Caribbean, kind of in the middle of the two archways. And he would like say things like, come see Pirates of the Caribbean, you know. Not that exactly, but something like that. And so this bird, he looks a lot like it, which I think is just weird that they're not saying that it's the same bird. Yes, Daddy-O remembers the bird. Yep, cool. Other people remember the bird. Excellent. So, but they're not saying it's the same bird, but it looks the same. He has like the little like cutout on his chest with the anchor tattoo, and he has the peg leg, right? He used to be called like Peg Leg Pete or something. Not the same bird, but supposedly. And so Rummy is the tavern's quartermaster, and he keeps an eye on the place from his roost atop the bar. Now this is probably going to be an animatronic, because if it's not, then I don't know what they're thinking. But yeah, it's going to be an animatronic, and I just think it's so cool. They're bringing back this original character. Well, kind of bringing back an original character, and so making a new original character, 2 new original characters for Magic Kingdom. Guys, this is not keying off of the movies. This is not Jack Sparrow or, Will Turner or anything like that. This is a whole original story. This is what we go to Disney for, guys. This is it, And, goodness, I cannot be more excited. So, Disney Parks blog says, Rummy bears a striking resemblance to the original Barker bird. Yeah, because it's the same bird. But anyway, so what's cool also is that they've expanded this area. It's not just the little face painting area. They've built onto it. If you've been to Magic Kingdom in the last year or more, you've seen tons of construction in that area. They've expanded it, and there's 2 rooms. There's going to be one called the Captain's Quarters and one called the Mess. So this is going to be really nice. Now, this is going to be kid-friendly, I guess. Just by looking at the concept art and everything, it's not going to be like Geo82, which is 18 and older. But yeah, and so there's one more thing I wanted to mention here that's interesting. An enchanted rum bottle. So it says in Disney Parks blog, it says guests may also spot the enchanted rum bottle, which was gifted to Mary by the enchantress Tia Dalma. Okay, that's a tie to the movies. That's fine. But still, new characters tied to the movies. By enchantress Tia Dalma, seemingly serves as a source of the tavern's specialty brews. Now, they're not giving us a menu yet, but I'm guessing rum, right? A lot of rum, probably. I mean, it's pirates, and we got Rummy and an enchanted rum bottle. So, yeah, this is really cool. So, I don't know. I remember seeing something. They were talking about how some of these ships and bottles on the wall are going to kind of come to life and battle at each other. That sounds really cool. That kind of reminds me of Trader Sam's over at Disneyland. There's one drink that you can order where it has like a ship and it sinks. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? You guys been to Trader Sam's, the original in Disneyland? Anyways, so I could not be more stoked about this, about Beak and Barrel. Beak and Barrel. So must have been gifted by Tia Dama before she becomes Calypso. Maybe, yeah. I want to see some more, some expansion on this story. Maybe, maybe a Disney Plus series. Wouldn't that be cool? Super pumped for the tavern. Alcohol, though, someone said no. I'm guessing, yeah. I mean, the bird's named Rummy. They have a rum bottle. It seems silly not to have alcohol there. But what I think is that you're not going to be able to take the alcohol around in the park. So the thing about Magic Kingdom that's different from the other parks is that you can't walk around with alcohol. All the alcohol has to be consumed in the location where you got it. Right, so if you buy it at Cinderella Castle, you got to drink it there, or at Skipper Canteen. It goes in Disneyland, exactly. Disneyland has the same rules. So, yep. I mean, they haven't mentioned the menu, so we don't know, but it's a tavern. I think people would be pretty disappointed if we went there and didn't get drinks. I would be. But yeah, this looks pretty amazing. It's going to be another thing that's going to be really, really hard to get reservations for. Like Geo82 at Epcot. That's like basically already sold out for like every day that's available. So yeah, I'm very, 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 very excited about this. So next thing I want to talk about is kind of the elephant in the room of Disney Parks news, something I was not able to cover because this was announced and then in our Making a Minute's world, it was overshadowed by all the Lorcana announcements. But that is Disney opening a park in Abu Dhabi. And so this is going to be run by the Mira Group under licensing from Disney Experiences. So very different from the U.S. Disney parks here. It's going to be more akin to Tokyo. If you guys know anything about Tokyo and Tokyo Disneyland and Tokyo Disney Sea, those are not owned and operated by Disney. So those are owned by the Oriental Land Company. And so this is going to be very different from that. And I'm not going to get too much into it. I don't want to talk about any whole lot of details about this or anything like that. But what I think is really interesting is that this park is going to be funded completely by the Mira Group. It's going to be on Yas Island in the United Arab Emirates, and it's going to be completely funded by this other company. But Disney is going to be making everything. And so we have some top-notch Imagineers. Guys, Bruce Vaughn, Tom Fitzgerald, and Zach Ridley are the lead Imagineers for this park. If you don't know who those guys are, just Google them for a second and just look at the amount of amazing masterpieces they've created. And so, let me say what's good about this for us here stateside. This is a sandbox for Disney to play in with other people's money. They're going to be able to do all the R&D and create all these things that, frankly, they don't have the budget for here in the United States, and test out ideas and workshop things. And then, a few years after that, we're going to get some really cool stuff over here just based on that. I mean, that's the same thing that's happened with a lot of other attractions where they've been created and put into other parks first. Like the first example that comes to my mind is Ratatouille. That was in Paris, came to Epcot. There's like a statute of limitations, I guess, like a time where they have to have those attractions for themselves. But then we get stuff like that. That's how we end up getting Tron here also. And so Disney CEO Bob Iger, he called this project Authentically Disney, Distinctly Emirati, which is almost exactly what he said about Shanghai, Authentically Disney, Distinctly Chinese. And so, looking at the concept art for this park, you can't really you can't judge what's going to happen here based on this concept art, because it is just a kind of a blue sky concept art. Us Disney parks people, we know how hard that word blue sky is for us, right? They show us stuff and then they don't do it. But just looking at it, this castle, it's looks like a big glass or ice sculpture, and there's a building over here that I think is really funny. If you look at the concept art to the left side, there's this big yellow half dome, and to me, it just looks like Wonders of Life. Old Epcot fans, anybody? Wonders of Life Pavilion, that big yellow dome, it's still sitting there. It's empty. It was going to be the Play Pavilion. Now it's nothing. So yeah, lots of interesting stuff here. The other interesting thing is that Disney has already said it's going to be Disney's most technologically advanced park. So that's crazy. Like, what is that? What kind of attractions could we be getting with these amazing Imagineers? Tons and tons of funding that we would not get here. And yeah, the sky's the limit. So yes, this park is wrapped in tons and tons of controversy. But me as a Disney Parks fan, I just want to look. I just kind of want to look and see what they're making, because that gives me ideas for what could be coming to our parks here very, very soon. So yeah, it's very interesting to say the least. Very, very interesting. People are saying that this looks like Elsa's castle. I don't know. Maybe. It looks kind of like a glass sculpture to me. It kind of reminds me of the big glass things in front of Epcot. So, I have no idea. But anyway, if Tokyo Disney is any indication as to what Disney can do with other people's money, guys, like, this is crazy. I mean, Tokyo Disney Sea is one of the greatest theme parks of all time. I've never been there, but it's the first thing on my bucket list. So, anyways, very soon. Yeah, I say very soon in terms of Disney. Yeah, I mean, we took us 6 years to get drawn. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Moving on. Are there any Halloween fans here? Anyone like Halloween? You guys big Halloween people? Because Disney announced the dates for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. I also read somewhere, like, what are we, halfway to Halloween? Just reading comments. Yeah, so Halloween party dates from, it's going to be from August 15th, hey, the day before my birthday, to October 31st, and they're bringing back all the things. You ready to buy your ticket for Mickey's Not So Scary? Excellent. Raise his hand for Halloween. Yep. And so tons of dates. It's a party, so it's a hard ticket event, not available to everybody. But things are coming back. We got, exclusive character greetings. That new Jack Skellington mask. Can we talk about that? That looks incredible. I met Jack last year at the Very Merry Christmas Party with the old face, and he was still very intimidating, like very, very cool. But the new Jack Skellington mask looks incredible. Like I saw the video on Instagram, and I thought for a second that it was just an animation. Yes, Jack upgrade. Yes, bravo. It looks great. So. Hopefully the jaw can be fully articulated in that new mask so that, it looks good when he's talking. But yeah, I thought he looked cool at the Christmas party. This looks incredible. So that's going to be cool. Obviously trick-or-treating, Boo to You parade. Boo to you. And you and you and you and you and you. Happy Halloween. Get that stuck in everyone's head. Hocus Pocus Villain Spectacular. Not so spooky fireworks spectacular. Guys, all this stuff is coming back. I will tell you, I've been to most Disney hard ticket events and that kind of stuff, but I've never been to a Halloween party. Never been. And I'll be there in September, but I only have 2 days in the parks, so I'm not going to be able to do a Halloween party. But, one day I'll have to do that, cross it off my list. What do you guys think? Well, I guess the question is, what do you like better, the Halloween party or the Christmas party? That's always the big question, right? I can't make the comparison because I've only been to the Christmas party. But the Halloween party looks pretty cool. And you could, costumes. I see costumes. So yeah, you could go in costume to the Halloween party. You just can't cover your face, right? So no masks for adults. Never been to a Halloween party. Halloween. That song lives rent free in my head. Yeah, that song will just be in my head all night. I'll be singing that while trying to go to sleep. But yeah, so lots of dates for that. Tickets on sale now, halfway to Halloween. Very cool. The other thing that they announced is International Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. Sister and I are doing Pain and Panic. That's cool. Food and Wine Festival at Epcot, guys. That's coming back, of course. Did anyone doubt that any of these things were coming back? It's like they announced that they're coming back, and we're like, yeah, we know. So, I mean, come on. Not a surprise. But, yeah. So, Food and Wine's coming back, and that means everything. The concert series, that's my favorite thing. I love the concert series. Yeah. All the things at Emil's Fromage Montage. Lots of cheese. So, what's crazy is that this is running for 90 days. The Food and Wine Festival is going to be 90 days. Hey, Magical Fairy number 1. So, yeah. 90 days. Hey, yeah. Are you guys excited for Food and Wine? I love Food and Wine. My favorite Epcot festival, probably Festival of the Arts, honestly. Food and Wine is up there. I love them all. I just love Epcot. So, yep. Like I said at the top of the show, guys, I'm going through a ton of news today because we didn't do news for like 2 weeks. And so, yeah. But something else that I think is newsworthy, interesting, cool for Disney nerds like us, this community here. Like, we're a bunch of nerds. These new trash can candy containers. Have you seen these? I missed this announcement actually, and my wife showed me a picture, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is so cool. So if you're a huge Disney nerd like us, you love Disney trash cans. You think they're so cool. And these are the bulk candy containers are going to be inspired by classic Main Street trash cans. So, yeah, they are so cute, guys. They're going to be at the Main Street Confectionery at the Magic Kingdom. They're going to be at Zuri's Sweet Shop at Animal Kingdom. They're going to be at the Screen Door General Store at Disney's Boardwalk. At Fort Wilderness, the Meadow Trading Post, Goofy Candy Company, Disney's Candy Cauldron, all these places getting these adorable trash can containers. So, yeah, I think that's very cool. I was gonna say not as cool as the Poppy popcorn bucket that's at Disneyland right now because that's an original character. But I don't know. These are Disney trash cans, which are classic. So new original character versus classic trash can. I don't know. I just love that Disney is just constantly giving us new amazing things to put our food in, right? I mean, all these. Speaking of things to put your food in, guys, how about that talking Mickey popcorn bucket that's at Disneyland right now for the 70th? Have you seen this? Everyone's calling it creepy. I just think it's cute. It's like a little toy. Like, he turns around, he like blinks, and he goes like, "Hiya, pal." I could actually do a pretty good Mickey impression. That wasn't it. I won't do it right now. But yeah, that talking Mickey popcorn bucket, it's cute, right? Yes, thank you. It's not creepy. It's cute. I think it's awesome. Yeah. So a couple MiM Mondays ago, I did like an unboxing from Disney Store stuff. You guys remember this guy? I named him Slinger. He's the ride vehicle from Web Slinger. And so I brought him out today because he's my friend and he sits right here by my desk. Slinger. But I brought this out today to talk about the last story that I want to talk about today on MiM Monday, and that is that I'm super jealous of Shanghai. You guys know why? You guys want to know, or do you know why I'm super jealous of Shanghai? I'm holding Slinger, and I'm talking about being jealous of Shanghai. They're getting a SpiderMan land. Like, not a Marvel land, a SpiderMan land. And take a sip of water and let that sink in. The Spider-Man land. Yes, Spider-Man land. So, Slinger's going to help me with this news story. According to Disney Instagram, Shanghai celebrated the milestone by breaking ground on a new Spider-Man themed land, and no one's saying this, but the first fully Spider-Man themed land. I mean, we have Slinger over at DCA, but yeah, a Spider-Man land. So get this, they're getting a Spider-Man roller coaster. This is crazy. So let's see. There was this is an expansion to Shanghai Disneyland. It was first announced at D23 in 2024, and this new Spider-Man land is going to be located next to the Zootopia land that's coming. But I think what I'm just stoked about is, what does a Spider-Man land look like? Is it going to be like how Avengers Campus is, like very like techie, like a college campus or something? Or is it going to be like comic booky? Is it going to be like in New York City, have Spider-Man swinging between buildings? Like, what is this going to look like? So we know that it's going to have the park's first major superhero attraction, which is going to be a high-energy thrill coaster featuring Spider-Man. Spider-Man-themed shopping, Spider-Man-themed food, Spider-Man-themed beverages, Spider-Man-themed entertainment. This is crazy. I just want to know more. So I was thinking about this, and I was remembering back to D23, and I was like, wasn't there a Spider-Man drop ride coming? And I quickly Googled it, and that's coming to Hong Kong. So Hong Kong is getting like a Tower of Terror. Hey, Tony, looks like Hong Kong's getting a Tower of Terror themed to Spider-Man, or something like that, like a drop ride, it looks like. So that's cool. Another tower for you. But I don't know if Shanghai is getting that too. So something else that I read about the Shanghai is that about the Shanghai land is that they're going to have another attraction. So they're going to have the Spider-Man roller coaster and something else. I'm wondering if it's that same drop tower ride. Comic book for Spider-Verse. Tower of Terror and Spider-Man epic combo. Yes, I know, right? Now, do you think the little drop elevators for the Spider-Man drop ride are going to look like Slinger? Maybe. But yeah, this whole thing, this coaster, they said it's going to have a forward and reverse launch. So it reminds me of Guardians. I wonder if it's going to be like Guardians. I don't know. There is a piece of concept art out there. It doesn't look like it's like Guardians ride vehicles, but I don't know. Got my fingers crossed for Spider-Man Tower of Terror. And I hope they look like Slinger too. Yes, they should, right? He kind of looks like a little elevator. But yeah, so much going on in the Disney parks. And, that's really only scratching the surface. But yeah, these are the stories I want to talk about. So, yeah. I really had fun doing these special MiM Monday episodes the last couple of weeks. I know some of you guys were able to tune in to the Lorcana event where we had with our friend Lorcana Man, and Andy was on that one too. And then before that, Andy and I did a Star Wars special. So I hope you guys enjoyed those. Let me know. Do you guys want more like specially themed episodes from MiM Mondays? Obviously, I'm not going to stop doing these news shows because these are the best. But if you're enjoying the specialty shows, let me know, and let me know if there's any other themes that you want us to do for a special MIM Monday episode in the future. I'm very curious to hear what else you want to see from us with that. But really, MIM Monday is all about community, right? It's about getting together as a Disney family, as a Mickey and Minutes Disney family, and talking about the news. Tower of Terror theme. Hey, maybe I'll do a Tower of Terror podcast episode. I've actually been wanting to do an episode about Tower of Terror on the podcast for a long time. So, but anyways, so as I close out this episode, I just want to say thank you again for tuning in to another MIM Monday. This has been great. We've talked about the news, lots of cool stuff coming. And speaking of cool stuff coming, Friday, we're dropping another podcast episode. It's all about the live shows at Hollywood Studios, past, present, and future. We're dropping it on Friday, a few days before the Little Mermaid and Villains shows premiere at Hollywood Studios. And this is a really cool episode, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. That drops on Friday. And yeah, so check that out. Check out all the previous episodes. Our last episode on Mickey and Minutes had my wife Chelsea on it, and we talked about planning for a Disneyland 70th trip. That one's available right now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and honestly, pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts. Every once in a while, I'll stumble upon another podcast platform and find Mickey and Minutes on there, and I'll be like, oh, I didn't know we were on that. That's cool. So yeah, and join me again next Monday for another MIM Monday live episode. This has been super great. So thank you for helping me make Monday magical. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Yoho Daddy-O, you won't be able to attend next Monday. You'll be at Alani. Oh my goodness, I am so jealous. Have fun, Daddy-O. Yeah, post some pictures. I want to see them. Hey Tony, I'll see you later. Thanks again for joining us for another MIM Monday. See you next time. Bye. Welcome to MIM Monday. I'm your host.